we have a sales administrator who he has to review the project and make sure the sales guy has all their paperwork uploaded to our CRM before it gets handed over to production. And then there's one day a week we meet with production and sales. And it's like, if you sold a roof last week, you're going to be in this meeting, and we do a handoff where we go through the contract, all the photos, the roof drawings. So that at the end of that meeting, production can take complete ownership. And if there's anything that happens, it's on production. They're not sitting there blaming the sales guy. And if there's something missing, they can kick it back to the sales guys when they get the right information. Then they'll take ownership of it.
Okay. Well, what's real quick? Let me interject. What's the window between typically the roof being sold and you being able to put it on? Is it a couple weeks, or so you have this?
Week and a half to 2 weeks minimum. And pretty tidying up that backlog. The sales guys going to get we got to get reviewed, and then we got to meet and then get the order.
And one more follow up on how do you keep your sales guys either incentivized or accountable to making sure they get every single thing they need? I guess they just don't want to have to run out again to go double check something, but that's something, it can slow down, right? The production process and revenue process. So is there a key or something to that?
I'll jump in. Here's really the secret sauce. Him and me. He's production, I'm sales, and we're both on the same page, because there was a key thing that Matthew said, which is until production accepts it, they can kick it back. And if it's legit, if the salesman forgot something, as somebody who was a one-man band selling it, with this guy kicking back anything he wanted, like, there is no way you can complain to me about what's getting kicked back, because our forms are so much tighter. It's so much cleaner. And if you're missing something, go get it. I feel bad for you as the salesman. You're like, it sucks you got to go out there at 7 o'clock, but go get it and turn it back in so we can get it done. But on the flip side, the trade-off for sales is once production accepts it, they can't be coming back to sales going, well, why didn't you? What about, like, that happens so often? That's where that friction can happen. And I really do attribute a ton to, at the end of the day, when it comes to production, he knows it inside and out.
Yeah.
I trust him, and it used to get us in trouble because they're like, oh yeah, we can do that. Well, just sign here. We'll figure it out. Between these two, we'll figure it out.
Yeah. Sounds like a salesperson.
Exactly. But for their protection too, they know I support them. And if they say it's not good enough, it's not good enough.
Right.
In addition to that, there's an accountability measure, Bob. Our sales team meets 4 days a week or 5.
We meet 5, but not as an entire team. So each side meets at least 4 days.
If something gets kicked back for any reason, we have an issue list. And they have 48 hours to solve that issue. And every morning, as part of their meetings, they go through the issue list. And it's, for example, we had a gentleman last night said, hey, I ran late on this, and I think I'm just going to go home. And Junior's like, no, part of your oppo is to come back to the office and take care of these 4 things. That you haven't done them. You're coming back to the office, and it's holding them accountable for their behavior.
And you explained that probably up front, right? They knew that's in the job description. It's not like I'm just surprising you with that. Go ahead, Bill. I'm sorry to cut you.
I was going to say, and I affectionately call it herding cats.
That's the technical term? Yes. Yeah, I love it.
Sales, it's herding cats. I 100% agree.
Okay. All right. So
navigational buoys.
Here you go, Jimmy Buffett call. I like it. All right. So sales and you in production, you guys meet. It's signed off. Now production owns it. So Matt, take me through the next couple steps. So you've got this roof to go. It needs to go on in the next week or so. Do you have, what's the ordering like? How's it staged? Who's going out there to meet with the homeowner to say this is a roof? Kind of walk me through the next few steps.
Yeah. So like I said earlier, we have on-site field project manager, and then we have like a administration project manager in the office. So she does all the communication with the homeowner, like keeping them in the loop. Hey, you're a week out. You're starting next week. Hey, dumps is coming tomorrow. So she handles all the upfront communication. And then once the project actually gets going, the field project manager who makes the work orders, meets with subcontractors, does the material list. They take it over. And then at the end, we call it a closeout tech. So they come out, they do a final walkthrough, they meet with the homeowner there. Is there any items left out? If so, we'll make a punch list or get them taken care of right then and there. And then their goal is to leave that day with the check. 5% of the time. And if there's a punch list, we say punch list will be done within 72 hours. But we need that check now in order to get your warranties and your guarantees, which would be part of that would be having a punch list on 100% satisfaction guarantee.
Has that been a critical part of eliminating callbacks? Has that been, I mean, how long have you had that tech in place? That sounds like a great idea.
This year's the first kind of last fall, we started a little bit, but we had a full, we call it closeout tech this year. And yeah, just accounts receivables has been so much better. And the time to get paid has been so much shorter.
What is that? Oh, go ahead, Bill.
We have a form that the closeout tech uses. I think this is one of the key things to it. If the homeowner has any issues, you write them down and you agree to it. They initial it, and at the bottom they sign, and it says, we're going to do A, B, and C. And at the bottom, it says very clearly, if Kanga does A, B, and C, you are 100% satisfied, blah, 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 blah. And that has so many nitpicky little things have gone away because they can't after that. You know, they can't call you on Tuesday and say, hey, I saw, what's that little piece of talk? Is that all that stuff's gone away with that form and with that communication?